Welcome to the Hamptons. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that one. What is this? It's a covered bridge. You probably guessed it. It is. It's a covered bridge. You would think that this would not belong here. You would think that this belongs up in New England somewhere, maybe in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, the Adirondacks, Catskills, I don't know, somewhere that's not on Long Island. So we're gonna find out why this is here, where it is on Long Island, because nobody knows about this thing. It's a very hidden secret. I'm kind of gonna throw it out there and everyone's gonna now know, so please be very respectful because this is actually in a neighborhood in the Hamptons. And looks like more like a working class neighborhood. There's a farm right next to it. All of it ties into why this thing was built and why it's here in the Hamptons. So follow along with the video and let's check out why this thing was built and where it's located on Long Island. So basically, this thing started because in the 1980s, Southampton was wrestling with development. All this was basically farmland, right? The Hamptons, Bridgehampton, Westhampton, Easthampton, all of it. Mostly farmlands, and developers were coming out here. They were recognizing that this is prime real estate. So they were trying to keep like a unique style, right? Kind of what the Hamptons have right now, a very unique style. So the town, Southampton town, was trying to get people to add character to their projects and to their developments. This is one of them, basically. So one man in particular, right, Mr. Wines, he was the chairman of the Southampton Town Planning Board. What he wanted for years as being on the commission was for a covered bridge to be in a subdivision. Ironic, right? Finally, in 1988, that's when the opportunity came for a covered bridge. So after 1988, right, this is when the Foster brothers, Gilbert, Christopher, and Jonathan, owned a 24-acre parcel north of Montauk Highway, which is where we are. We're north of Montauk Highway and east of the Bridgehampton School. They owned the lots. They wanted to build development, right? They bought the farm. They want to build. The subdivision that they wanted to build was going to be called Ludlow Greens. It was supposed to be 17 lots and nearly half of the acreage left as open space. You're supposed to have a man-made pond, which was dug out, and a footpath wrapped around it. And right at the center, you guessed it, was going to be a covered bridge. That's what the East Hampton Star described as a little New England when the planning board approved the design in 1988. Today, we don't have a path that wraps around the development. And I want to say not all of the houses were developed or built. A fair portion of them were, which is why I said this is in a development. And you want to be very courteous and kind to the residents here. And the lots were actually preserved. The open space was preserved. That's where a farm actually buds right across this. Fun fact about this bridge, though, you were supposed to be able to drive over it. From my readings, it was supposed to actually be an entrance as well. Did that happen? Obviously not. The bridge is kind of just chilling here in the middle of a pond that was man-made, and you could walk on it, and that's about it. So the bridge was finally completed in 1990, right? It spans 51 feet long, and it goes over the Ludlow Greens pond. It's called a town lattice truss, and that's basically because of how it's built. It was patented in 1820, that's the design, and again in 1835 by a town in New Haven, Connecticut. It's only one of 3 covered bridges in New York State with the horizontal siding, making it unique among modern replicas. And the trusses themselves, which are about 50 feet long, right, were handmade in Pennsylvania. This looks like it's been updated and maintained, so I don't know where the current trusses are from. They may actually be some modern work. For the developers of the subdivision, this actually became a very important marketing ploy for them. In 1991, the Southampton Press actually reported that the Ludlow Greens team even launched a hot air balloon advertising this subdivision to try and get people to purchase their lots. Early lots that were here sold for $65,000 back in the early 90s. That's crazy. And then by the mid-1990s, homes were marketed with killer views of this covered bridge. One ad even boasted pine floors, a wine cellar, and permits for a pool, all set on a private pond with the bridge as a backdrop. And looking at some of the houses here, they definitely have that. I would love that view. But the Foster brothers weren't holding on to this property or the properties for long. And eventually Mr. Tuff stepped in. He purchased the 7 lots in the subdivision, built in upscale homes designed in the traditional Hampton style. Basically salt boxes, classic capes, red cedar roofs, brick chimneys, and then jacked the prices all the way up to $200,000 in the early 1990s, which is that's a leap from $65,000, isn't it? And eventually, in 1998, Ludlow Greens was praised as a model for cluster zoning, a plan and strategy meant to preserve open space while also allowing the development. Roughly 10 of the 20 acres were preserved, 4 acres actually along Montauk Highway as a buffer, plus woodlands and the pond itself around the bridge. The result was a subdivision that balanced housing with a sense of community and preserved land. Today, the Bridgehampton Covered Bridge is still standing, tucked away inside Ludlow Greens. It's private property, but it remains visible as a quiet reminder of an area when the Hamptons experimented with creative planning. It may only be 51 feet long, but it carries with it centuries of tradition. A design born in New England, reimagined here in the Hamptons at the close of the 20th century. So next time you're driving through Bridgehampton, remember, just north of Montauk Highway, beyond the farm fields, sits a little piece of New England heritage, a covered bridge built not in the 1800s, but in 1990s. Proof that even the Hamptons' history and development sometimes meet at unexpected places. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, please do your thing on social media, share it, comment below how you thought about it. If you like this style, please let me know so I can continue making this. If you think of a different style that you would rather see, I would love to hear it. I just want to kind of point out that this is not the only covered bridge on Long Island. I'm not going to share where the other one is. It is completely on private property, very hard to get to. So I'm not going to go ahead and throw that out there. If you own that other covered bridge, I would love to talk to you. If there's more than this one and the other one I'm talking about, please let me know. Private message me, and so that way we can kind of keep it if it's on a private property. But I would love to hear about it, love to view it, and maybe write about it, see what the history is about, and share that. So my information is available. You just got to find me on my profile. Just shoot me a private message. I do appreciate all the views and everyone sharing these videos. If you want more information on Long Island or find more information about parks on Long Island, open space, and history, visit my website, www.liparks.com. Thank you again. See you on the next one.